A dream wrapped a spin fire. The NFT analyzer. Diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From mint coins to tokens. He's got all the intel. Web3 wizardry. Show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain.
Hey, good morning, boys. Mega GMs. Welcome to the Swarm Report. It's October 14th. It's a very special boy's birthday today. Who knows? Somebody here knows. It's not mine. It's not my birthday. Anyway, good morning, Joanna. Good morning, man. Cats, GM, sir. No, I hate to say it, but no time soon. It's the game. It's a game now. We knew when the institutions came in. We knew that's what was going to happen. We kind of knew we had like this, one. I don't want to say one opportunity to make it, but we knew when the big money came, the game changes, right? And it's kind of a different game now. Very powerful, influential people here in the market and manipulating the market, and it is what it is. Let's try. Yeah. Happy birthday to Henry the Great, my little brother, the fucking goat. Cool stuff. It's funny. I called him this morning, and it's like you'd expect from Henry or anybody probably our age. Don't care. I'm like, what are you doing today? What's going on? Just working out, going to work. That's it. Just the normal grind. But anyway, happy birthday to him. He's the best. My show with him, by the way, is not this week. I don't think. It maybe it's tomorrow, but I think next week is the official date. I'm getting my dates all kind of mixed up a bit, but it's coming. DK, good morning, man. GM. Hi, boys. We're live. Where are we live? We're live on Abstract. We're live on X. We're live on Pump Fun again. We're live also on YouTube. We're live on YouTube, boys. Hell yeah. Wherever you're watching, hit the like. It helps a lot. It really does. Algo's brutal. But most important right now, as far as where to be following content, wherever you prefer, honestly, but subscribe over on CryptoSlam. Right. I've mentioned there's some changes coming up, rebranding, changes to where things are streaming. It will always stream over here. And really, I think it's always good to stream on anywhere you're watching now. There's just some account renames, and that might make it a little confusing. So make sure you're subscribed over here. Quickly, you can follow me over at Hudah_idiot. Just grabbing the link here to drop in the chat for you guys, too. Boom. Dude, it's just another day. It's like it literally doesn't even matter, right? Follow Swarm_AI. Now, the single most important thing to be paying attention to right now in the CryptoSlam SlamAI ecosystem is the SlamAI account. SlamAI_XYZ. You can check out the white paper here. Updates coming to the white paper. I got my hands on I guess I could call it a terminal. I got my hands on something very, very cool over the past few days here. Pretty damn cool. I can't wait to get to show that off, and we'll start using it live too when it's ready. And it's ready, but when I'm given the green light, we'll start using it live, and it'll help us with like our with how we report on things and with research. So we'll be really cool, and you guys will get your hands on it sooner rather than later. So stay tuned for that. Let's get into it, guys. Market talk. Some things happening, and it's kind of a slower 24 hours after the craze we've had over the past, week or so. We'll take it, but market not looking awesome. We'll talk that. We got some tokens launching today that you got to be paying attention to. Big airdrop, Monad airdrop, or claim. We should call them what they are. Monad claim. Interesting stuff on virtual. Some new launches. One this morning looking pretty decent. We're getting them on the show too. I'm talking ATM from Basefall. That one looks pretty spicy. And of course, we'll cover the strategy tokens too. Everything kind of pulling back today, and more than that in the crypto market. Man, another brutal day. It's like, yeah, 1-2 punch last week. Now again, after that nice little recovery, I know we were all hoping that was it, right? The the talk of the tariffs was maybe a little overblown, and the market reaction we had talked about yesterday was maybe less of a reaction and more of a market manipulation. There was something much bigger that happened, or we thought happened. It turns out that that is probably the case, but no, we're right back at it. Crypto market, I don't want to say in a free fall because it's not, but I mean, we erased all the gains we had in the past day. Brutal. Now, not 20 bill wiped out, which is awesome, and that figure is more like 40, but over 200 bill wiped out of the crypto market here in the past. I was gonna say 24 hours. It's much shorter than that. So we're heading back into round 2, and for reasons. We'll chat about those reasons, but we're starting to see these posts again. Guys who got wrecked on leverage trading on Friday, right back to it like we thought they would be. Yes, sir, China. That's happening. It's at I think 12:30 Eastern time today. Yeah. But these guys are right back to leverage trading. Of course they are. Right. You know, we said yesterday too, and we'll always say it. It's greed. If you hold the rug token NFT, are you eligible for Monad? You mean like the rug radio NFT? I'm not sure. I don't think so, man. I'm not sure why you would be, but I don't think so. I've not heard that yet. I don't think so. If we're talking about the same thing. Oh, if you're talking Myriad, though, are you talking Myriad, not Monad? If you're talking Myriad, yes. The rug NFT and the rug token is Myriad token. So if you're maybe just mixing those two up. But yeah, definitely there. Anyway, more of this. We'll keep seeing more of this. People are not going to learn their lesson because they're not here to learn lessons. They're here to gamble. And so people right back to gambling, people right back to getting wrecked. Kind of brutal. Here's a look at the crypto market. Yeah, rough morning here. Let's refresh that. Yeah, Bitcoin. Well, we got up to what, 114, maybe touched 115. Back down to 110K. ETH back under 4K. We're at 3,900. BNB 1158. Ripple 242. And Solana 193. Solana actually doesn't look terrible. The rest not so great. Even BNB, which has been pushing all-time highs. I mean, it hit another all-time high, but down 10% in the past 24 hours. Just not a great morning. And safe to say we should expect this for the next, I mean, days or weeks. I don't think we have anything concrete, which is why it's probably the best advice you're going to get from anywhere. Two things. One, nobody knows anything. We know this at this point. Nobody knows anything. But two, this is not a market to be trading in. If you think you're finding a deal, you may not be. Nobody knows anything right now, and I would not be trading in anything, like anything. And I mean, even some of the strategy coins that are on discount, as much as I love a few of those, it's probably not the smartest thing to be trading on things that either can't hold medium term, because we just don't know. We might, you'll see. There's a lot of headlines today, and it's just you cannot get a feel for what way we're going here. We'll get into the China-U.S. Trade wars here. Let's quickly peek at ETF volume yesterday, starting with Bitcoin ETFs. 326 mil in outflows yesterday. Yikes. Not, unexpected, but yikes. On the east side, way worse. 428 mil in outflows over there. And then on Solana, different. We're talking little, much lower volume there. 3.1 mil in inflows on that side. But really crazy stuff. Look at Wizard of Soho saying 200 mil liquidated in liquidations makes Bitcoin go from 115 to 110. There's a stat out there I'm looking for, and I'm sure it exists somewhere. But, you can look at figures like TVL, or there's numbers I'm looking for. I want to see market makers' exposure to the market right now, because, and we'll get a little more in depth because we have new news, but part of what happened with the great liquidation, I think we should start calling that the great liquidation of 10-11, was market makers pulling out of these markets and having this cascading effect. Is there less liquidity in the markets right now? Have the market makers not come fully back? This might just be a general comment from Wizard, but it's pretty interesting to see how the market's reacting right now. And maybe, like he's saying, maybe pulling those bids again. That story gets much, much deeper, guys. It's fascinating. YQ has put out now 3 really incredible articles explaining what happened on Friday. Market makers are what is, I'll say this, propping up garbage tokens. And even when I say garbage tokens, I'm actually meaning even some like major platform tokens. We know everything is overvalued. We know the value of all these coins is mimetic almost across the board. Like, I think we know that at this point. And so they're propping up. There's a lot of artificial value across crypto. I mean, 80% of it just fake from market makers, keeping these coins liquid, just keeping money in the ecosystem to help try to keep prices stable. But what happens when they need to pull their funding? If they're about to get wrecked, they're not going to get wrecked, by the way. They're not. They're going to pull their liquidity out rather than them take a hit. And what happens then is less liquidity means these markets more volatile, means we get something like Friday, that $19 billion liquidation event. Again, it was more like 40. Incredible write-up here, though. And you see this graphic. I'm just going to assume that is accurate, that that's correct. But you see this kind of measure of liquidity and what happened during that collapse. So it was basically liquidity gone everywhere, drastic price swings, super volatile without that liquidity. It's really interesting stuff. And I think it shows maybe fundamentally crypto has a problem. And I think it does. I hope part of what happens Friday is it leads to some kind of reset. I would say market makers, pull your liquidity from most coins. I mean it. Most coins. Let's find out like what's the like organic value and volume that these coins would be seeing. And I would bet it would be shocking to see how low it is. But I think we've just seen exposed a big old problem here in the crypto markets. So we still are not 100% sure if it was just pure manipulation on Friday or what, and it was using the, kind of China US story as cover. It does sound like that's what it was. But that said, the China story, the China US, tariffs and the I mean this actually does matter still. Rare earth minerals is where it all kicked off from. It's a real story, and it would cause chaos in the markets. All on its own, it would. And you just can't get a feel for what way the market's going to go when you have like flip-flopping takes here, right? Trump saying Xi's having a bad moment, saying well, it's all good. We're still talking. We're working through it. It'll be fine. And then you have China saying we're going to fight to the end. How do you get confidence and how do you get your footing and how do you make any kind of bet on any coin right now when we don't know? China going to fight. Is it just words like us slapping 100% tariffs? Maybe. Probably. Maybe. Nobody knows. We are still talking, though. I believe the U.S. and China are meeting in South Korea. I don't think we have a date for this yet. We might. I haven't seen it, but we might. And so expect that there's progress happening. And by the way, both sides are talking at a lower level. But again, a lot of back and forth. What's interesting, and this is all really obvious stuff, but it's interesting that this does kind of follow a game plan, a blueprint, whatever, a playbook they're calling it. Cryptic post about tariffs. Good morning, Dead. Cryptic post about tariffs coming. Announce the big old tariff. Market crashes. People step in, start buying it up. We crash again. I mean, again, this happened before. This happened in April. It's happening again. Trump doubles down on new tariffs. All comments back and forth. I'm sure they're getting hammered dead. We'll talk Monad here in a minute too. But here's what's coming ultimately. Yes. I think we're basically here. The administration comes out, reassures investors. Over the next 2 to 4 weeks, various members of the Trump administration tease a trade deal, and then we announce a trade deal, and then bull market back on. I mean, do we all see it playing out that way? Because I sure as hell do. It feels like we've seen it before. It feels like we're going to see it again. What's up, Kojo? Just feels like that's the strategy. At this point, we should be aware. It's why I think a lot of what's going on right now is a little more manipulation. And also, we're really emotional traders, so there's that too. But either way, I wouldn't be trading anything right now. I wouldn't. We have been watching out. This is the kind of yikes thing. We've been watching out for this maybe possible insider who's shorting the market. Did it last week, made $200 million. $200 million shorting the market, timed perfectly with Trump's announcement and his press conference. This guy's back up to shorting the market. His short $500 million. $500 million position is open right now, shorting the market, shorting Bitcoin. He's back at it. Now we have the guy's name, and this is super. I think this is the most interesting thing in all of crypto right now. Is this story right here? It's probably it's one of the biggest scandals we've seen. I mean, look, when all is said and done, maybe ever, and I'll show you why. So this guy, who is the guy who's shorting the market, allegedly, and I think it's true, but allegedly, came out and defended his position. He said it's not insider trading. It's smart trading is what he said. And he put out a post. Ooh, hang on. I like this. Kojo. 13th of December, crypto all-time high. Mark this date. Kojo, why? I like it. I'll mark the date. I like this. Hang on. I'm going to put this in my calendar. Kojo, will you be here on December 13th? Kojo, I'll December 13th. Come to the stream. I will be streaming that day. I stream 7 days a week. December 13th, come here. I'll be live on Saturdays. I'm on my personal account, so follow me here. I'll be streaming. Yes, I will definitely be live. Hang on, I'm putting this on my calendar. Hang on, guys. December. Why do you pick December 13th? I'm curious. Let's see, December 13th, Bitcoin all-time high. Let's go to the 13th. Let's put Kojo. Okay, let's do 7 a.m. I'll be live at 7 a.m. 8 a.m. Eastern time is when I go live. Okay, I officially have this on my calendar. Just so you know. It's official. Kojo, I like it. For what it's worth, I feel like you're right. I'm really optimistic. I'm very bullish and all these things. So yeah. Hey, hell yeah, man. Good luck to you too. I like it, dude. Keep it spicy. What's up, Mickey? Good morning, man. I'll jump to Monad quickly here because Monad claim is supposed to be live right now. Here, let's blitz through this stuff here and let's jump to Monad. But I want to say this insider trader, and it does seem like he's defending himself. He's giving his reasons for shorting the market. 5 points. U.S. equity rally has been driven by leveraged funds, which are now in the process of, deleveraging. 2 AI-related meme stocks, which were heavily hyped, have already gone lower ahead of the market last week. Fair. U.S. private credit is starting to default, with private debt funds continuing to decline. AI development constraint, blah, 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 power limitations. Yeah. By the way, this is why I'm so optimistic on next year, to be honest, is the big investments in AI and new warehouses, factories, whatever. We're seeing hundreds of billions of dollars in investments that deals were made this year. The payoff for that starts next year. Right. And there's going to be this whole push to build, power plants and to fuel it. It's next year this happens. And by the way, there is also a tie into Bitcoin. Elon Musk had tweeted out that Bitcoin, the price of it's backed by energy, the energy it takes to mine a Bitcoin. It's interesting. Anyway, that payoff I think is next. That's why I think next year I'm still pretty damn optimistic. And we talked earlier this week or last week. What was it about? What's happening now is not a normal cycle thing. This is the outgrowing our debt. This is it's a much different thing happening and very much fueled by what's coming with AI. Anyway, AI investment shifted from cash flow based funding to debt based funding. Anyway, making the case on why he shorted. The timing is so sus. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. I don't believe it. Even if all those points are correct, maybe they are. The timing is ridiculous. The timing's ridiculous. And then this guy, Eye on Chains, is coming with some receipts. Now, we can't verify any of this stuff, but He's being fed information from people who are very close to what's going on here. He posted pictures. What he's saying is this is not the man who's getting the insider info directly, but there is somebody who is very close to the administration, the White House, who gets the insider info and then feeds it to this guy and tells him how to bet. So he doesn't have the info himself, but he's told to make these trades. Okay. So this guy, you should follow this because it's it's such an interesting story. I'm following too, and I'll keep reporting here. But Ion Chains posted some pictures that showed somebody, that was at the White House, and he's saying that's where the info's coming from. Fascinating shit, like really. He's getting a message from someone saying, I tracked the insider ring inside the White House. He's tracking wallets. He's got them linked to names. There's a second thread I'm going to show where he names names. The transaction is clearly based on privileged info, but there's a method those guys are using to make it unlinkable to the White House. They're going through other people. Who don't get that info directly. The info people are feeding it to other guys. Interesting stuff. This is huge. Now, this person might actually be connected to the CCP as well. Source indicates two potential sources from the alpha or the info leaks, either leakage from CCP foreign policy body or crypto insider trading ring running full steam in the White House. They're tracking trades to very specific pieces of info and announcements and press conference, right? All of this. Not yet. It seems like nobody's having any luck right now claiming on Monad. By the way, if you're in the US, you need to use a VPN. Is that correct, guys? Sir Billy, good morning. It's fascinating. It's not clear if the current administration is aware of the insider ring. They may not know. They actually might not know. I wouldn't doubt. I could buy that. I could buy that they don't know. Like the real, the administration guys don't actually know. But he has more. He has more info, and again, they name names here. Again, these leaks coming from the White House or the CCP. Information's given to the Half-Life, Hyperliquid Half-Life. Jesus Christ. The gamer in me's coming out here. They're giving info to that guy, Garrett, who we were just looking at. He's not getting the info directly. But names are named here. The information is forwarded by aides with access to the president, to a group of insiders, to open extremely favorable trading positions. The names leading the operation are Zach Witkoff and Chase Harrow. So we have names now. Trump's eldest sons are also engaged in these activities through the confirmed, though the confirmed names so far are Witkoff and Harrow. But the Trump boys may be involved, and they're saying it's the oldest guys. It's not Barron. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know what I believe here. I tend to believe all of it because the timing is so sus. Kind of that simple. I'll keep you updated on this, man. It's spicy. It's a spicy story. I buy it. I don't think that was just a smart position taken last week. Seemed very timely. All right, guys. The Monad token claim is supposed to be live. I think I'm just going to double check. Yeah, here we go. So it's live. It's live. Should be. Have any of you had luck claiming? I got nothing to claim, so nothing for me. But I haven't heard a single person who's been able to claim. And Dead reported in. It's nothing but FUD in their Discord. But some of you guys getting a nice payday. Finally got to sign in. Shows eligible. Nice. Okay. All right. All right. Got it. Oh, hang on, guys. Is it possible I have a claim if I haven't touched anything Monad related? Are there certain NFT collections that are getting like a little stimmy? Is that how it works? And if you don't know, Monad, it's a pretty like I would say I'm trying not to call it a major L1. Maybe it's fair to call it that. It's an L1 launching. I don't know if mainnet's live today. Maybe it is. Fast chain. Fast. That's the selling point of it. Now I remember. Oh, you know what? It's worth peeking if I have a drop. Okay, testnet users get a drop. Discord, certain roles in their Discord, Monad card holders. Which, by the way, I saw what ICOB sold this for $60,000, and I think they voided it. Soulbound token holders, supporters on socials, so like Cato. And okay, so this is why it might be worth checking. Some NFT holders are going to get a claim. Okay. Well, it's worth checking. I don't have a board ape, but if they didn't get it, then I don't think anything else I have is going to get it. Maybe Good Vibes Club holders get it. Okay. All right. Well, then I'll definitely be checking. Do I need a VPN to claim, guys? Now I want to show this kind of quickly because this I think is super interesting. There's two markets on Polymarket right now related to Monad, uh, and there's some, I mean, literally free money here. Okay. Monad airdrop by November 15th. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to understand this market. Airdrop by. I'm trying to understand why you wouldn't just go all in on this right now. Yeah, so this is what I'm wondering, Cats. If you claim now, but you don't actually receive the tokens yet, like if they're non-transferable until a certain date, because otherwise, what? This is a really confusing market. This is a really confusing market. 4% by October 31st, 65% by November 15th. I have a feeling that it has to be that, right? I think it's got to be that. I think it has to be that you, even if you claim you don't get the tokens yet. Otherwise, this market makes no sense. And you see this all the time, though. You will see markets that are kind of broken that are free money. It looks like a free money market. So, okay, tokens won't be transferable before the 14th. Okay, so I think it is that. You will claim it, but you're not going to get them yet. So you're voting here if you think that they're actually going to airdrop them to you by October 31st. This seems like an interesting one, though, by the 15th. That gives them basically a month to airdrop you the tokens. Now, I think this is telling us that the mainnet isn't live yet, right? So you claim your tokens, right? You check eligibility, you claim. They may have a process that you got to like do some questing or tweets or whatever to then maximize your airdrop, right? Something like that. I just don't know. But I think this is telling us mainnet's not live yet. When mainnet launches is when you get your tokens dropped. I imagine that's what's happening here. So there's some interesting bets. If you think mainnet's live in a month, not a crazy bet right there. These are the easier bets, or well, I would say safer bets, way less upside, but you can go out till June 30th and get what? A penny for your buck. But also again, do some digging, and if there might be info out floating in X, and we're out. You know what I mean? TGE next week. Wait. Okay. That's different, huh? Another market that's also interesting too, though, guys. Betting on the market cap or FDV of the token. Right, this is trading between I think 9 and 20 bill pre-market. So pretty big range, but I think everybody like with the market how it is today. And I don't know if they're counting launch. Well, they can't count launch today. It's going to be at TGE. But under or over 6 bill is an interesting bet here. Again, trading between 9 and 20 bill. Over 6 bills seems like a pretty interesting, maybe easier bet. Maybe. Just to show, guys, there's all these. Oh, Meteora. Thank you, man. Yeah. There we go. Okay, good one. Yeah, it should be a good one. Meteor is the one that's got that interesting NFT, right? If I'm not mixing stuff up, Moonship, right? You get an NFT and it's basically a liquidity position, right? You earn fees from it, and you can cash it out, right? Redeem the NFT, but you can just keep the NFT and you earn fees. I think that's super interesting. Yeah, nice on Kalshi. Yes, before November 1st is 11 cents. Yeah, very nice. Dude, I love that. I think that's such a cool idea. I've always liked the, NFT backed liquidity positions. I think they get a ton of volume too. We stopped tracking them on our site on CryptoSlam just because there's so much volume there. Or it's because it looks like a sale when you provide liquidity. So every time you provide it looks like an NFT sale. It's how the chain registers it. Anyway, interesting bets around this, man. We'll see how the chain does. We'll see user adoption, all these things, right? I don't see it, right? I'm not expecting anything crazy, but also who knows? And in this market, just who knows? But a bet on that FDV, I don't think this is a crazy bet right here. Over $6 billion. Again, not market cap, but FDV. Over $6 billion. I kind of like that. I kind of like it. Also be looking out for the Mega ETH TGE this week. And remember, they might have a very interesting supply. That token, if their cryptic tweet was accurate, if we read it right, it might only be 1 million token supply, not a bill plus like we're used to, right? It might be 1 mil, which I just keep saying, I think fungible tokens at a bill, look, you need it for mainstream adoption, maybe bigger numbers, right? Get the unit bias stuff playing out. But I just can't shake the idea that smaller token supplies and NFTs and fungible tokens maybe helps us get to more organic valuations. And so Mega ETH might be a 1 million token supply. I think that would be fascinating to see how that plays out. Maybe it means they have a second token that's a smaller denomination or something. I don't know. But I'm watching, and it does sound like it's coming this week. So we got to be watching out for Mega. Might be a spicy one. A couple other quick headlines, and we'll get to the AI market and to NFTs. But BlackRock CEO, this is interesting. I like it. Estimates more than $4.5 trillion in values held in digital wallets, right? It's crypto, it's stable coins, it's NFTs, it's anything tokenized, right? Expects it to expand rapidly. Doesn't mean the value of our bags expands. It doesn't. It just means more things coming on chain, more money comes on chain, just spread across everywhere, every sector. Like I always say, a percentage of that, a small percent does come to the stuff we're into. Some people just get interested and want to gamble and have fun and collect and all that. I don't like that Monad is giving everyone an allocation. Yeah, it doesn't always work out well, Alizar, and I would expect the allocations to be small if that's what they're doing. Right? Also saying, this is BlackRock again, they're developing their own tech for tokenization. Another token standard, their own chain. We'll see, but Brad Mega ETH said they may launch mainnet, but TGA may not happen at the same time. Okay. So then they use what? Like just ETH as their payment token? I like that. I like Brad. He's great. Brad guy's great. Citi plans to launch its crypto custody service in 2026. Just more and more crypto adoption is coming. This is one of those black swan event type things we have to be always watching. And I think, honestly, guys, expecting. It's almost this scenario. MetaPlanet, this is that Japanese company who's working like a micro strategy or strategy now, right? Pretty interesting. Their MNAV. Falls below 1 for the first time. So its value is worth less than the value of the Bitcoin they hold. I don't totally get how it works. Does that mean I'm not gonna get into it because I'm not gonna be able to speak on it. But it's not good. I'll tell you that it's not good, and we will see this happen across DATs almost for sure. And it's probably what ends the run. Doesn't mean I think we head into a lengthy bear market at all. Like we talked about yesterday, that chart. that up and to the right through like 2030. I believe that's what's coming. And we will get crashes and pullbacks, but I don't think they last long. And I think we resume our up and to the right. I was listening to Modern Market this morning, and I like their take too. We don't maybe see these explosive all-time highs. Instead, we see what we're seeing now. These pullbacks, these, spicy days, 5%, 10% up, new all-time high, and we just barely get there. Maybe we hold for a little bit and then pull back, and then, kind of over the next couple months, grind back to another all-time. We might just see that for years. I won't be surprised if we see that, and especially just in Bitcoin. The rest of the market, don't know, don't care. It's all mimetic value. So who can even guess what's going to happen with all of these other things? But with Bitcoin, just up and to the right for years, with pullbacks along the way. Mega ETH, I think, is going to be a winner for what it's worth. Yes, so Powell speaking today, let's just say 10:30 Eastern time. May not talk about, well, I was going to say, might not talk about rate cuts, anything, but again, it's he's speaking on economic outlook and monetary policy. He's probably going to be talking about things that we're interested in. And by the way, there are expectations for more rate cuts this month. Here we go. Most are betting on a 25 basis point cut again this month. So we'll see. I don't know if it moves the market in the same way it barely did last month. But it's coming. Okay, on to AI. Not looking great. It's not looking great anywhere, but here we are, 15.3 bill market cap. Of course, we got to zap that tether. So let's see what that's up to now. 7.5 bill. This is putting us at like 8, guys. We're at like an 8 bill market cap for these AI coins now. So just going down. I'm not counting tether. I'm not doing it. So AIC is your top agent token. Fartcoin is down under 400 mil. I do think Fartcoin is over. Doesn't mean there's not plays there and you won't be back up. But back to a bill, maybe, I'll say this. I'm still 50-50 there. I still think we're going to get a euphoric part of this cycle again. I really do. And I could see it back at a bill, but I wouldn't bet on it now. I think the pump token is the leading indicator now. Fartcoin, sure, there's enough believers of it, but I think less and less and less. The lower it goes, the less people will believe in the upside. And this one's kind of scary. Under 400 mil. Big yikes. IRC and then Toshi. Oh, let's bump Rect up. Rect also 225. I like Rect actually here. I like Rect. I think Rect is a future $1 billion token. So I like Rect. On the infrastructure side, we have FET, DCAI, Virtual, IOTX, and Open. Virtual back over 500. And then DFAI, we have Venice, AI Tech, Banker, Cortex, and OLOS. I'm really surprised these DFAI platforms and tokens haven't really exploded by now. I'll just say, man, as optimistic as I am on AI DeFi type tools platforms, none of them have changed how we trade. They haven't. They just haven't. Look at Hey Anon, when I was really bullish on 13 mil market cap. None of these have changed how we trade. Are any of you actively trading using AI other than to explore the products or to farm? Are any of you using them because you're making more money than if you're trading just on your own? I imagine I'm not going to get a single person, again, other than just exploring them, which makes a ton of sense. But have these changed how we trade? I thought a year ago that DeFi would be completely reshaped right now because of these kind of products, and we're not there. I believe we will get there. Make no mistake. I believe that is coming, but bad at judging timeframes, maybe. To talking about myself, and that's maybe broader crypto Twitter, but like I thought we'd be here in a year. Also makes me question that 5-year plan, that things are different 5 years out from now. It might be more like 10 years out. It might be way longer. Now I still think AI exponentially grows, so don't know. Like we were looking at that chart, how AI's adoption versus the internet everything happens faster now. Information flows faster. Everything's just going to be faster. So we'll see. And then finally, let's look at mindshare here. CXT's on top, Banker, Fartcoin, Elsa, AI, still no TGE, and then cookies here. See if there's anything else that's standing out. Cerebro is kind of climbing that chart. Crime happening over there, maybe. So, over on virtuals, no points today. Hang on. Okay, this is a dumb question. I know points are being phased out, but are we done getting points now? Like I know I got points yesterday. Are we done getting points? Unless I'm like my brain's misfiring. Either points are not going out anymore. I know they're going to be whittled down over the next, now at this point 2 weeks, and then they're done entirely. Billy's the best, dude. Billy's a special one. That's the one I could see you using to make money, right? Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. All right. We did have a big launch on virtuals just this morning. It's ATM from baseball. Money to be made. There is still money to be made. There is. Here, let's switch to the 1 minute. Very new. Some profit taken. Good. Remember, these launch like the strategy tokens. They come out of the gate with a 99% tax, goes down 1% every minute. At this point, we should be down at, I think we're at 1%. We are at 1% now. So at 1%, meaning you buy now, you get 99% of the tokens you pay for. We're sitting at a 4.6 mil FDV. 4.8, and there's a nice buy right there. This is an interesting coin. They got an interesting backing here. ATM might be. We don't know enough to come out and like stand by what I'm about to say, but might be the next. God, I don't want to compare it to Aristotle, but I just want to say maybe the next quality product that comes out of the virtuals ecosystem. There's still some big launches coming. We still don't know what they are, but there's been teases out there, especially from Will, saying there's some A-tier launches coming. So watching. But man, there's money to be made almost every day over here still. Just on these launches. There's upside here. Without having really crunched the numbers myself, I'll be honest. I'm just assuming there's money to be made here. When I see people making money on the meme coins launching here that are garbage, then I think in the legit stuff, especially, there's got to be some upside. Hive Fury's at 582K. I don't think any of this other stuff matters. There's AIX Bet, right? So you have a couple coins that are living over 2 mil FDV. And when you cross 2 mil, you unlock, the team unlocks some funding. So AIX Bet has unlocked some funding. ATM has already unlocked funding here. It's definitely worth paying attention to still. As much as I'll say I'm not that excited about most of these still. And it's like we were just saying with the tools that are out there. I'm like, but they're, on paper, they're great, but we're not using them. Hard to get excited about things that are not going to be used. Yeah, I don't know, man. BurnBot's new on the board. It is a roasting agent. We kind of saw this with Bernie back in the day, although it does more, right? But I mean, AI-powered roasts, scans tweets, reply. Like, why? Someone aped ATM at 98% tax, screwed the entry for most people. Yeah, this is the big. Yeah, it's the big problem for these kind. It's not a problem, but where you get in matters a lot, both tax-wise and also if you're going to take the big tax hit, what market cap is it then being pushed to? Because then you're getting way less tokens because of the tax at a much higher market cap or FTV, meaning it needs to go that much higher for you to even break even. So when I'm playing the strategy tokens, I was telling people I'm getting in. My goal is to get in around 95%. 95% meaning I'm only getting 5% of my, my purchase back in tokens, but I'm only doing it if the FTV market cap is really low, like 100K, 150, maybe two. Once we start getting into like 500K, I'm not doing the 95% tax. Wait. That's Grover's launch? Don't tell me that's Grover's launch. This is Grover's? This is the Grover launch? Please tell me that's not true. Yeah, if this is the Grover launch, then, oh, come on. All right, now I feel bad that I've hyped up Grover as anything. That's a real missed opportunity. Nobody look, I mean, if you're playing on a year-old meta, right? A personality, an AI agent personality that does nothing else, then let's just you know, that's a real bummer. Um, that's a bummer. There's nothing here. Monkey Paw again, also maybe kind of interesting, but worth spending money on. I don't think so, man. It's an AI agent that communicates you via like sign language, basically like hand gestures. Sentiment on tokens, right? There's something interesting here. I'm going to watch it, but do I think we're looking at the next $25 million token? Hell no. Like, no. So, like, what's the upside? How do you guess the upside? Nobody's wanting to guess right now. Nobody's making these super speculative plays right now when we don't even understand like the core cryptos, right? The majors. We don't even know how to play those right now. Why would we gamble on something like this that the virtuals ecosystem is small? We've felt out most of what the upside is on this stuff. I don't see it on something like this, even if I like it. And I'll tell you this, watching the video, I like it. It's fun. If we were in up only mode and euphoric and whatever, maybe this does well because it's fun. But right now, when we're trying to get technical and understand what's going on and get a sense of is it over, is it not? Am I going to get wrecked if I put my money in here? These are not the kind of things that we play. Unless there's crime going on, unless you have insider info, unless you just know and are sure, or you just want to throw money away. This is not the time to be rolling the dice. And poorly timed launch, like I said, I kind of like it though, but poorly timed launch is where I lean there. Scream AI, I can't tell you why, but I continue to be kind of interested in it. I couldn't tell you why. It doesn't mean it's good. I don't know. I lean more sus than legit, but for some reason I continue to be kind of interested in it. And then Hexar, I think, is kind of interesting. Think of it as your partner for your handyman partner. I don't know. I could just go to ChatGPT for that, but if this is trained especially on more technical things, cool. That's all that's on the virtuals board, man. That's it. That's it. There's nothing I'm looking at as you must play it, even if there's opportunities in them, and there are. But I'm not excited for any of it. It's a bummer, and that's not even a comment on virtuals. It's the same on meme coins. Even if there are some meme coin runners, I'm not betting on any. There's a meme coin that's being soft shilled by some big accounts. What is it called? Hang on, I'm trying to remember the name. Is it King? Wait, hang on. Let me remember the name. Hang on. Oh no, the Lion. That's what it is. The Lion. That you might see these kind of cryptic-ish tweets about the Lion. Right? That thing ran to what, 7 mil or so? There's runners. I wouldn't be playing any of it. That's just me. I'm not playing any of this stuff right now. So wish we had more to talk about on that front. We don't. On the virtuals front, we don't. They do have their spaces coming up here in about, actually 10 minutes. So the virtual spaces coming up 10 minutes from now. Right, official virtual spaces. I dig it. Aristotle's on today, Baseball on today, Neurobro on, and Wire on today. 4 great projects. Baseball I'm chatting with, they're going to be on the show this week or next week. We haven't picked our date yet, but we'll have them on the show. They're definitely coming on. I don't know what way I lean as far as where I'd rather have them. I just know they'll be on the show, and I'm looking forward to chatting with them. They seem like very, very legit builders, so we'll have them on the show. But if you want to hear from them ahead of time, check out the virtual spaces. They also have the virtuals Ethereum hackathon going on, right? I think we've just hit or about to hit the deadline for submissions there, but yeah, pretty cool. Actually, is this related to the hackathon or this is separate? Oh, it's related. There we go. We will see some good launches. We will see some good launches come out of this. And I think maybe they're just a matter of a few weeks off. Whenever that hackathon ends, we're going to see some of these launch on the virtuals. Yeah, see? I think maybe this is somewhere the big will things, speculation's coming from. Maybe from hackathon submissions. He's maybe gotten to see some. He's like, that's pretty spicy. And we know out of the last batch of hackathon top 10 placers, all but like 2 of them ended up launching on virtuals, and some of them did really well. Yes. Yeah, Wire is bullish. Yeah. Dude, yes. And then I'll just say, guys, it's probably very worth, if you haven't been already, paying attention to Creator Bid, who are getting ready for what, V3. Creator Bid's worth paying attention to, man. I need to start paying attention to them more. I think they're about to come on and really compete with virtuals, but I'll say this, for what? I just don't think the market is there in the same way it used to be. Maybe it comes back, maybe it doesn't, and even if it doesn't come back, that doesn't mean there's not opportunities, and it doesn't mean we won't see great products launching. But I do think Creator Bid's making their own bid to get some great launches on their side, and I think they'll find some success there. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Creator Bid, I think, really starting to come up, or about to. Over to the NFT market. We'll do this kind of quick here, guys. There's a couple interesting stories. How are we looking sales-wise? Sales pulled back yesterday, 25.8 million sales. Sellers were up, buyers were up, transactions up, average sale price down. And trade profit still in the negative, over $500,000 in the negative yesterday. It'd be fun to do more trading live. I want the right market, but would love to. Dude, that 45.com collection, some serious volume there. 11.5 million sales. It's a legit collection. 5 sellers means there has been some secondary sales. I would assume some maybe rares. Probably some rares traded hands yesterday. Let's even peek here. Well, maybe not. Top sales. Yeah, barely above mint, 0.9. But more sellers means some secondary sales happened. Maybe just a few. But yeah, raising almost $12 million. Most of those are primary sales. While DX Terminal being farmed still, 3.5 mil. Probably people farming OpenSea. For good reason. We'll show that in a moment. Pudgy Penguins, Pharaoh, D-Market, some liquidity positions, Bored Apes, Lil Pudgies. Let me just get to the NFTs. Moonbirds, and we'll just shout out Punks, GVC, Fly the Kite. Huh. That might just be some kind of farming. Dude, we saw a massive sale yesterday. This one was, I saw this. I was wondering why. I left this off my newsletter, which by the way is coming out today, but I left this off because I just assumed this is some kind of like wash trade, right? It is and it isn't. Like, it is. It's not a real sale, but it was a real sale. This Bored Ape sold for $1.6 million. I was just trying to think why. Like, I'm trying to think, why? Other than just money laundering, whatever. I think it was more than that. Doesn't mean it's like a legit sale, but it's not. I mean, I guess it's wash trading. Look, I think that ape was sold to level up somebody's treasure chest, OpenSea treasure chest. So the OpenSea season where you can level up your chests closes in, at this point, a few hours. Yeah, at this point, closes in, I don't know, like 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, somewhere in that ballpark. They have crazy rewards coming here, guys. Yeah, 1.6 mil. That was somebody, I think, all in one trade, and I think the, fee for that trade was like 17 grand. That was somebody basically spending 17 grand probably to get their chest to that top tier. Probably to get up to, solar. And for good reason, man. There's punks in there, right? There's punks in those chests. So maybe somebody spent that hoping to get a crypto punk. They bought it off themselves, so they spent $17,000 for a chance at getting a CryptoPunk. That's what it looks like it was. There's Bitcoin in those chests. So that's somebody just playing the game. GG's, if it might work out for him. This guy might get a punk out of it. That means he would have bought a CryptoPunk for $17,000, right? He paid himself. He's minus his fees. But if he gets a punk, that's a really great trade. He's up 200 grand or something. That might be a really smart trade. Now, if he doesn't, yikes. But he's betting that whatever he gets out of that box is worth more than the $17,000. He probably very smartly calculated it out. What would it look like if I got an ape? What would it look like if I got a pudgy? Right? Any of those, if he gets any of those, he's up on the trade. Right? There's a whole bunch of ways he'd be up on that trade. So we'll find out really soon. That might have been a really, really smart play. And then I saw somebody, guys, continuing to scoop up these OpenSea Genesis NFTs. Don't know if he thinks that's going to be a big C stimmy. Don't know if he thinks there's going to be more utility for these. I don't know. I don't understand the trade, but it doesn't matter if I understand it. If he understands it, GG's to him. So, okay, we have coming up in 2 days the new what is it? Dutch Tide collection, right? Part of Midnight Breeze. I forgot the name of this collection. What is it called? I totally forget. Whatever's the new collection, the animated Midnight Breeze. I'm a little confused with how this works, by the way. Right? If you have a Midnight Breeze NFTs, you burn 2 to mint one of the new things. It basically, I think, animates your Midnight Breeze, I think. Again, I'm not 100% clear on this, but there's a public sale. 6 hours, unlimited mints, reverse Dutch auction. Well, we just saw how Quine or Quinny or Quine, I'll say Quine did with Larva Labs. That thing, guys, by the way, Quine minted for 7.5 ETH. It was an auction. Fell to as low as 4 ETH. Yesterday was back up to 9 ETH floor. How about that? Yeah, art is looking pretty decent right now. We'll see how this one does look. Cabal-y, kind of like he's a smaller artist, but he's got the eye of the Cabal. Like the Cabal loves him. Art collectors love him. He's great. I love Dutch Tide. We'll see how it does. Everybody can mint. Now, Midnight Breeze, I want to pull them up because maybe it gives us an idea of what the public sale is. Like what's going to be the cost. Okay, so you have to burn 2 of these. 0.12 floor. So if you burn 2, I mean, are we talking it's a quarter ETH or so to mint? You know, is that where we're targeting? Maybe even half an ETH to me. I don't know what price is going to look like. And then I'm confused by the next step, which is the traveler phase. 12-hour window after the auction. You can mint 1 per wallet. I don't know if that means you're minting at the Dutch auction price, whatever's the lowest, because I don't know why you wouldn't just mint there. Or if this is going to be a little more expensive. And I would bet it's probably a little more expensive to mint here. And then the dedicated is for 100 chosen ones, maybe special people from the collection, community. Now, I want to, what are Genesis up to? What are those? I have one Genesis, right? I'm kind of curious. 0.02, almost 0.03. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, people still farming these, buying them, holding them, thinking there's going to be something to them. All right, I want a whitelist for this mint in the GVC Discord, but I have no idea how it's going to work and what's the price. I have no idea. But if you burn 2 to get one of these, maybe you're not paying anything. But also, again, that's a quarter ETH of value. So I just have no clue how this mint's going to work. But it is going to be a big mint. There's probably going to be money to be made on that mint. So I would say it's definitely worth watching this. So this comes on Thursday. We'll certainly cover it on this show. If it happens after the show, then we'll cover it on the Friday stream. But it's a good mint. A couple other quick headlines. The Reddit avatars are going bye-bye, man. In fact, it looks like need to move your asset. Yeah. You mint a Reddit avatar. It keeps it, they call it a vault over on Reddit. Let's just say it's a wallet tied to a Reddit account or something. You will lose access to your NFT if you don't move it over. You have until January 1st. Tops NFTs, these baseball NFTs, similar thing going on. You have until December, maybe 31st to bridge them over somewhere else. But you're going to lose access to your Reddit avatar if you don't move it. I have some. I don't think they're worth anything. I don't know if I'm going to bother bridge. I don't know. But if you were in these, bridge your stuff. I'm with you. Joanna, I didn't get it either. Yes, sir, guys. You guys got it. Not your keys, not your crypto, not your assets. Yep. If you don't move your avatars, they're not yours anymore. Hey, Brian Brinkman is the best. He's a shit poster, kind of like he's hilarious and he's a phenomenal freaking artist. But it's awesome. He's comparing them to Telegram stickers. They remind me of the exact. They're the same. It's the exact same thing. It just all matters how you package it, right? Telegram stickers will end very much the same way. It's funny. Kongs have their baby evolution kicking off this week, which is awesome. I know Henry wants me to evolve my my baby Kong on stream. I don't think I'm going to do anything. And if you don't evolve it, I think lose access to Wall Street Kongs, right? And you don't get Kong rewards, the Kong token rewards. I think I'm going to have to pass it. I know you can revert back I know you can revert back to the original version of your Kong. I just don't like touching my stuff. I just like to leave it as is. I think I'm just going to leave my baby as is and lose whatever perks it gets me. I like to keep them pure, you know? But the art looks freaking awesome. Look, out of the whole CyberKong's ecosystem, my favorite assets are the baby Kongs. I love them. I love them. So I don't think I'm going to migrate. They got a new contract. I'm not going to migrate them to the new contract. I'm not going to evolve it. I don't think I will. So we'll see. TokenWorks announced some updates to the token strategies. They're not going to announce them ahead of time. They're just going to show up, which I love. Dude, I love. No more front running the NFTs. No front running the token by buying the NFT. None of that. Done. Slower pace. No pre-announcement. Love it. That's a great move on their part. It's a great move on their part. Now, a lot of these tokens down right now. Let's peek real quick. Punkster at 108 mil. Look at like 70 mil, I'm a buyer. Even here, I wouldn't hate buying, but 70 mil, 60 mil, I'm a buyer. Vibe Strategy down to 8 mil. I like that token there. I bought back yesterday at 9.1 mil. I like it here. This might head to 5 mil, whatever. I'm very, very bullish on that token. I think that one's special. So we'll see. We'll see. And then finally, freaking fascinating story. And we'll wrap here with this, but OX quit. You guys all know him. I think you all love him. And I do too. Like, he's great. Super, super smart dev. He's finding all these people who are now trying to arbitrage these strategy tokens between the NFT and the token, and maybe from collection to collection, whatever. Guys who are not devs, or at least skilled devs, are using something like ChatGPT to vibe code their own contract, right? To then trade these things. And they're bad. They're bad. All these holes in their contract, that's essentially letting him steal people's assets. And he is stealing their assets, by the way. He's draining their wallets. He's stealing their NFTs. He's stealing their crypto. And he's doing it, by the way, as a good guy. He's taking it before a bad actor takes it, and then those people will never get it back. What he's doing is stealing their assets, and he's making sure they set up a new safe wallet, and he's going to transfer it back to them. It's incredible. This guy is the best. So yeah, he's just saying there's people making contracts using ChatGPT. They don't understand coding. And so there's just really, really easy ways to trick these transactions, insert your own transactions. So he stole, or could have stolen, somebody's Bored Ape. He's saying if this guy ever acquired a Bored Ape without revoking approval, he can just go take that ape. He's pointing out the users. OS user Dead Cells. He did take some of his NFTs. Looks like cheapo NFTs, but he took them. I love it, dude. He's a good guy. By the way, I gotta say again, when he takes them, he's not keeping them. He's a really good dude. Really good dude. Works for Yuga Labs now. Great dude. Creator of the DN404 standard, right? Is he like VP of ApeChain or something? He's got a really cool position on that side. They hired him because he's so great. Made their Shadows contract. Like, great guy. Anyway, whoever this address is, he took their money. And he explains how he did it too, because he's trying to educate people in the process. So he is taking people's assets, he's taking their NFTs, he's taking their money, and he's putting them somewhere safe for people to go and claim, the owner to claim. He is so great, dude. He's that dude. Good guy. We're lucky to have him. Right? We got Zach XBT. I'm less of a fan. I like what he does. I just think there's like personality stuff, whatever. I think he's bully-ish. Maybe, and I might read him wrong, but doesn't matter what I think of Zach XBT. He does a net good for the space for sure. But Quit, man, just different guy, good guy. Always been like that. Always trying to teach it, because Quit does it to educate people. He's a great guy. I could just go on and on about that dude. Great guy. You know what? I'll wrap it up with two other final points, and they're real quick. One, Coinbase is going to be down on the 25th for 4 hours. No trading on Coinbase. Trading unavailable. Transfers unavailable. So just a heads up. Does that impact the market at all? I'd probably say no, or just a little bit. It shouldn't really. Will we see any fuckery scheduled around this? Because we've seen now people take advantage of knowing things ahead of time. So maybe, but just a heads up, Coinbase going to have a big old outage on the 25th. And our final point. And this is a good reminder. The only reason you keep longing garbage in a garbage market is because you feel that you're running out of time to make it. Why are we trading shit coins? Why are we so desperate to make it in before the end of this cycle, right? I operate like that. I'm sure most of us do. We feel like we've got the short window of time to make it. The reality is, dude, go back to the 5-year thing. Everybody's kind of using the 5-year time frame. I do think we have 5 to 10 years of just phenomenal opportunities. Just like honestly, non-stop opportunities. We have to stop looking at how things were and trading like things. We are never going back to that. I always use the guitar analogy too, where I say like everybody who plays guitar now is a virtuoso. It's a different time now. It's because information flows so much faster. Everybody are experts in their craft. It's different. Everything moves faster. And that's going to change everything. Because everything is accessible, because everybody now is an expert in everything, and we are. Growth, productivity, all this should be also growing. If you step back and realize retiring in 5 years, clicking buttons in pajamas is incredible work rather than slaving for 40 years for a boss for nothing. Stop trying to make it in 6 months. Try to make it in 5 years. Slow down your game plan. Make smart plays. Stop thinking this is coming to an end. For me, that's the takeaway. Stop thinking this is just going to come to an end in 6 months. Maybe the special exciting part does. I don't think it does. Within 12 months, maybe, probably, but we still will continue up and to the right. Bitcoin especially. Other things along the way have their moments too. Stop thinking it all comes to an end in 6 months and then we have to wait 2 years for it to start again. That's not happening. That's not how it's going to play out. In fact, I would just say it's 3.5 years out. Next administration potentially is the next thing that hurts. I don't know. No, I don't see that either. I just see up and to the right, various degrees, varying degrees, maybe like this and this and this. I don't see anything like this for an extended period of time at all. Look at that. Could have bought BNB sub $20 5 years ago, and could have bought it even a year or two ago for a year ago for like $200, $300. Like opportunities all the time, and you can just buy Bitcoin. Saw another Kathy Woods tweet. It was an article about Kathy Woods and her $1 million Bitcoin price prediction by 2030. That is still the target. By 2030, Bitcoin has almost a 10x in it. And I believe that, and I think that's how it'll play out. And when that happens, things come up along with it. There will be the next BNB. There will be the next BNB. And there will be the next BNB. And there will be the next pump fund. And there will be the next Hyperliquid. There will be the next all of these things because everything is coming on chain. And there will be the next thing that we're not even expecting, that we haven't seen before, because somebody will innovate some really, really cool shit. Some really, really cool shit, man. So stop trading like it's 6 months to make it and you're done. If you don't make it by then, game over. Slow it down. Be smart. Be plugged in. It's okay to play the casino. Don't forget to keep contributing to your savings. I dig that, man. Anybody else with luck with the monad claim? Anybody seeing what they're getting? And then when's this airdrop, man? It's interesting stuff. Good luck, Awful Eye. Awful Eye, do you see that what I pulled up yesterday, that Telegraph article? I'm not betting. I'm not game planning around the Telegraph article, but it does match up with how I've been talking and thinking and feeling for a long time. This is a perfect way to end here. Asking if we're about to head to a 1929 style crash. Wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what happens. But if this doesn't mirror exactly how I've been, again, thinking, talking, feeling, whatever, this is it exactly. So here's 1920 in the blue line. Here's 2020 in the red. Of course, it shows these crashes, pullbacks, whatever, but they don't last long. I mean, if even that, this crash here was what, a month? We're here. And I think we follow almost exactly that. Where even the slower time, and this is over from 26 to 28, slower, but we keep grinding up. We don't have any crazy like spikes, like maybe we do get one or two, and this is all just like very, very loose. Maybe we get some spikes in there and some of those very hypey moments. I think we do, but grinding up and grinding up and grinding up to the point here where this is where million Bitcoin. This is 1 million Bitcoin. And by the way, this crash, and this chart is actually like stock market, right? Bitcoin will ride up right along with it. That crash will not be Bitcoin crashing. It'll be everything else crashing. This is exactly what I see coming. By 2030, $1 million Bitcoin, just insane growth everywhere. And then I do see something scary after that. I do. For what it's worth, I do. And again, I can't tell you why because I'm not technical. But I see exactly that. And my gut and instinct serves me well. And this is exactly how I feel like it's going to go and have. So I'll DM this to you. Again, this is not like a source I would really go by. Again, telegraph.co.uk. But again, it's exactly what I've been feeling. Damn. Really, dude? Suno does, huh? That's pretty spicy. That's pretty cool. Okay, I need to check that out. I like Suno. I do. Anyway, that's what I think is coming. Slow down, zoom out. See if that doesn't make sense to you. See if you can make it make sense, right? Just slow down, see if you can make that make sense and picture the scenario where that happens. I think we're in good hands. In good hands now. We're in our own hands. But I think we're in good things paying attention to AI stuff, which is part of this. Some of those AI companies, some of those AI projects. We will see the next Amazon born out of this space. It's probably out there already. And Amazon will be coming here. They are here, right? But right in a way that we get some exposure to, right? It just it's coming. And it's going to be awesome. All right, guys. Newsletters out this afternoon. Trying to think if we got anything else. Oh, yeah. Let's just do our final shows. SlamAI _XYZ. Very excited to get this cooking. Cannot freaking wait. And I want to see this powering prediction markets, and I believe it will. But there you go. Follow SlamAI _XYZ. Next week announcements. My bad. I was saying this week. It's next week. But next week announcements coming. Follow the Swarm _AI. Again, just follow here. Very important. And then subscribe to CryptoSlam over on YouTube. We're live every day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Weekends do my own streams, but these are the ones with the alpha. Interviews coming up. We'll announce those soon. And then finally, you can follow me at Hudah _idiot. Guys, have a great freaking day. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.